Hello and welcome to Friday Craft Chat. And how was it Friday again? I think I say that every week, but it just feels like it was 2 minutes or a minute since I last filmed this video. And today's been a bit of a funny week because I've sort of gone off piste a bit. But that was because of a question that I had, and somebody asked me what was a Cricut. Somebody else asked me what was a Cricut. So I thought, do you know what? I just assumed because the people in my circle know what a Cricut is, that everybody knows, but they don't. So that's why, if anybody saw that random video of what is a Cricut, that's why I made that, because I thought it's a question that it needs answering, and there are people that are missing out on opportunities to craft because they don't know what the machine is and what it can do. From that, I went on to talk a bit about some of the things that I think are low risk projects if you want to make projects to sell, and why I think they were low risk. So we talked about a lot of paper crafting projects, and then my latest project this week, which goes live tomorrow, is the wreath making project, how to make a layered wreath. So usually when I make my layered wreaths, I just provide the wreath and it's done. I'm going to provide the wreath, but I'm going to show you how to make it. I'm going to give you the elements and I'm going to show you how to make it from scratch. What that does is it gives people the choice. They can either make it and design it, or they could just learn about the contouring and layering. So there's a two-prong attack depending on people's level of experience. So that comes out tomorrow. Have a look at that. And then I'm starting to think about seasonal projects. I mean, wow, it's August. So what do we start thinking about in August? I'm starting to think about autumn projects, and the most exciting, my favourite crafting time of the year, Halloween, and then on to Christmas. So that is what I'm thinking about now. My thoughts are I'm going to start designing a few autumn projects. I loved some of my 3D alphabets that I created in the summer. So I'm going to look at how I can create 3D Halloween and Christmas alphabets going into the season. They're printable alphabets. I'm going to pop the link down to my 3D alphabets below, and I've got stuff like I've got a bubble alphabet for making cake toppers. I've got a blue one coming for that. We've got a pink currently. 3D, I've got moon and star alphabets for new babies, Easter bunnies, spring trees, spring lambs. So I really went a bit mad at the beginning of the year with my 3D alphabets. The rainbow one is absolutely gorgeous, and I love the Eid alphabet. So all of those are 3D. I'm going to now look at what I'm going to do for Halloween and Christmas. So I'm really excited about those. These are elements that I have to draw. So you've got to draw them and make them 3D. It's all something that I do in Illustrator. And then I send it all with a finished letter to my amazing assistant, Alicia, and she puts the rest together for me once I've given her the vision and the tools to do it with. So I'm thinking, I can't draw cats, but I've managed all right with the Easter bunny. So I'm going to try and do a witch's cat, witch's cauldron, a witch's hat, and a witch's broomstick. So I'm going to try and do some 3D Halloween alphabets. I'm going to try and do a 3D pumpkin alphabet. And then Christmas. So I'm going to start looking at maybe some 3D Christmas presents. I'm going to do a Christmas tree. I can't wait for that one. They're all printable. I will pop the link to my current 3D alphabets below so you can see what I mean. And they're going to be things that I'm going to create as free downloads going forward into the season so that people can make cards, cake toppers, calendars. And it's just the most exciting crafting season, isn't it? And already I'm thinking, what could I do? Maple leaves. I might do a maple leaf alphabet, a 3D one. That would be gorgeous. So that's my plans going ahead that I've got to start designing. That's the behind the scenes stuff. It takes so long to make an alphabet, a couple of weeks. Alicia, my assistant, has been really, really busy at the moment because she has been putting, it was somebody on a YouTube video, so thank you for the suggestion, but somebody suggested that they'd like to use the elements. So what we've done is we've created an element shop, and in my shop, I've got an alphabet element section, and they're all on sale for 50p. So if you've got the space alphabet, you can now buy the space elements to go with it, or the train alphabet. They're all there in the shop. The elements are ready to download for 50p, so you can use them alongside the alphabet. So that's a great addition to the shop, and yeah, Alicia's been behind the scenes doing all that for me. And then next week, I have got a few projects in mind, so I'm going to show you how to make patterns in Canva. And this is a really useful project because if you make patterns, you can then make your own alphabet. So the first two projects next week, I'm going to show you how to create a pattern in Canva. And this is really exciting because I'm going to show you how to make them seamless so that you can upload them to Cricut Design Space and you can make them as big and small as you want, and they won't have edges on and they won't have overlaps. It's really clever and it's really easy to do. So I'm going to show you how to do that. And if you want to create a themed alphabet, then I'm going to show you how to do that with your patterns as well, and it's all super easy. So next week's a really exciting week. Got patterns, and then we're going to make alphabets with the patterns. Once you started working with patterns, you'll never go back. They're amazing. So I will see you next week for another roundup, but I'm hoping that I'll see you next week in some of the tutorials. There's some exciting stuff happening, and please do check out the wreath tutorial because I just love that. I love making wreaths. They're just so much fun to make. Thank you so much for watching. Have an amazing weekend or week, whatever day of the week or weekend you're on, and I will see you next week. Happy crafting.